it's beautiful seeing all of you here. We also saw you in January, if some of you attended there. It was an amazing crowd. It's very empowering. It's very inspiring to see people standing up here for women's human rights. Absolutely amazing. So thank you. So give it up for yourself this one. At the same time, there's also a lot of things happening in The Hague. There's also a lot of things happening in Amsterdam. But we believe it's important to be present in every single city because, it's important to empower every single community in every city in the Netherlands. Women's March Groningen stands for unity, stands for empowerment, and stands for inspiration, I would say motivation, making everyone feel involved, making everyone feel like when they step outside of their house, they don't have to explain themselves, because goddamn, we don't have to explain ourselves, right? So we are standing here today to empower Black women, to empower white women, to empower Asian women, Hispanic women, Latin women, trans women, refugee women, Muslim women, and everyone else. First of all, I want to emphasize that Women's March Groningen is a chapter that is dedicated to inclusivity. And when we say that, we actually mean that. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome here. And, the reason why we're standing here today is also to empower the people that sometimes criticize us or sometimes say that, we're not doing good enough. But then come and teach us, because we're here to learn from every single one of you. We're not perfect. Goddamn, no, we're not perfect. We're here to learn from you too. And the fact that we're standing here today is because we feel empowered, and we want to use that power to make you feel empowered the same. One day, I hope to see 10, 20, or all of you sitting on the same stage that I am right now. Okay? So let me also remind you for the demands that we're standing here on today. We want inclusivity and empowerment also within academia. I believe a lot of people within here are from RUG or Hanze or other schools or other universities, and it's very important to make women stand also higher in the leadership positions because we're lacking that. The University of Groningen is lacking that. Only very recently have we had women stand as deans, and I'm very proud, I'm very happy to see that happening. But it took many years, it took many generations of women to stand in the streets, to gather together to make that happen. Do never forget that. And the reason why we're standing here today is to make that continue, not just to celebrate right now and stop. Because if we stop, if we're satisfied with that, we're never going to achieve gender equality. Never. The United Nations has established the 17 sustainable goals for one reason. Because if we only focus on one goal, it's not going to make the society go forward. Absolutely not. We have to establish every single principles and every single inspiration and also reasons to basically follow up with all of them. And gender equality is one of them. That's what we are standing for today. And I don't want to get you bored, so I'm gonna pass the microphone to the next speaker, Miriam. The stage is all yours.
So I'm actually here to celebrate my mother. I'm here to celebrate my mother, who has always told me that I am somebody. With a nose up, you say, I am somebody. I'm here to celebrate my grandmother, who passed away a couple of weeks ago. May her rest in peace. But she knew how it was to live under a patriarchal household, with no right to education, with no right to her own property. She has always emphasized to me that, Miriam, education is the way to women's liberation. I'm standing here today because I want to celebrate all the women right here, right now, for a future, for a generation that belongs to us. It's our generation. So please, everyone, raise your fists and march the streets together with us. I'm gonna pass on the mic to Stacy from Blog.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stacy Lamte, and I am the founder of Blog. Blog stands for Black Ladies of Groningen, and it is an initiative that was started to create a safe space.
Closer to the... Yeah, closer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. My name is Stacy Lamte, and I am the founder of Blog. Blog stands for Black Ladies of Groningen, and it is an initiative that was started to create a safe space for Black women here in Groningen. Most of our members consist of people or women that have come straight from Africa, straight from the Caribbean, and what we aim to do is create a sense of home, a sense of belonging when they're living so far away from home. Can you still hear me? Yeah? Okay, sorry. So, I have my speech on my phone, so I'm going to read through it. Blog was created as a means to give Black women in this city a platform to be heard. And I figured that although safe spaces exist for all women in general, us Black women needed a safe space of our own. A space where we could unconditionally be ourselves, speak up without fear of judgment, being labeled, being stereotyped, being silenced. We needed a space where we could express ourselves and share our struggles with people who could genuinely relate and help us. It was our own way of contributing to the advancement of female empowerment. It is our own way of making sure that our perspective is seen and that our voices are heard. However, as beautiful as Blog is for me and every other member and every other Black girl in this city, it's quite sad that we still need spaces like this. For days, I have been contemplating what to say in my speech. What could I possibly say that hasn't been said already? What more could I add to this conversation that has been going on for decades? Because the reason that we are marching and the reason why women have been marching for years stays the same. It hasn't changed. We're marching for our rights, we're marching for equality. So what more could I say? We've said what we wanted to say. But then I realized maybe what I need to talk about is a topic that has only recently been added to this conversation. And of course, as she so beautifully mentioned, it's about inclusivity, it's about intersectionality. For centuries, women all over the world have marched for the advancement of our rights. But for too long, these marches have been divided because we figured that although we're ultimately fighting for the same cause, we do not share the same struggles. I personally have never attended a march here in Groningen, and I've been here since 2016. I can confidently say the same thing for many of our Blog members. And it's not because we don't care about the movement, we care. But we don't know if we're included. We don't know if this is our space too. And we don't want to experience any discomfort in a place where we are meant to feel comfortable. Female empowerment cannot exist if it does not include all females. As a Black woman, it is important to me that these marches like these happen. And it is important that these marches are as inclusive and as intersectional as possible. So I was very, very pleased when we were invited to join in the march, and I was invited to give a speech. In a world where the system is not built in favor of women, it is important that we all empower each other and work together. Being here and giving this speech in a city like Groningen, where we are a clear minority, it's beautiful, and it makes me very hopeful. I'm very happy to be here today, to march alongside each and every single one of you, my brothers, my sisters, and I think the message I would like to send with this speech is that there is strength in numbers, and even more so in sisterhood. Thank you. So when we leave here today to start the march, I hope that you'll march for us as much as we will march for you. Thank you very much.
Let's go!
We rise
being born.